Welcome everybody to this week's vlog, coming to you from Lake Ballard near Menzies, and you can see my quite well endowed friend here, whose name I don't know, but I might call Gertrude. Now I'm out here on the lake, on the salt lake, doing a little bit of a reconnaissance mission and sinking in the lake already. I'm going to do some sunset photography out here, and also some astrophotography, I hope. Anyway, we'll see where we end up. So Lake Ballard is in Western Australia, not far from the town of Menzies, and Lake Ballard is not only an enormous salt lake, it's also home to the Gormley Statues. And the Gormley Statues are a representation of some townsfolk from Menzies. What happened was, I think it's Anthony Gormley, I might be wrong. He took photos of some townsfolk and then somehow liquefied the photo, or something along those lines. You can always Google this stuff. But anyway, he liquefied the photos and then did these really weird art formations. Now this is a female. How do I know it's a female? It's got some weird looking boobs. And yeah, I don't know what this one's going to be called. As you can probably tell by the sound and probably see them scooting across the screen, there's a gazillion flies here. We're camped over here somewhere, under about the only 4 trees that are around. Anyway, these statues stretch out all the way across there, and they go for a fair way. I think the walk is a few kilometres to see them all. Anyway, I'm here to have a bit of a look, see what I can do as far as photos are concerned. For sunset, which is going to be over there, the island is here. You can go up the top of the island, and yeah, so let's wander over. So we've got about an hour to sunset, and I'm just doing a quick look around the island there, and I've just come from down behind me there. You can probably see the thousands and thousands of flies. This is getting a bit boggy. Anyway, I don't know whether I'm going to make it to this statue or not. We'll try this track here and see how we go. Whee! All the fun of exploring for a photograph. Of course, I want to come out here tonight, try and capture the Milky Way. I don't think I'm going to be coming out this far. I did try it a number of years ago. I was out here at midnight and it was freezing cold. The dingoes were howling and it was pretty eerie. It's pretty good. And that was sort of my first attempt at some astrophotography. And considering what I knew about astrophotography back then, the photos were pretty good. I don't know what I know now, they were pretty lousy. Anyway, this one is definitely a child. Such an interesting place. When I flew the drone earlier on, you would have seen around the bottom of the mountain here, or the hill, not really a mountain, you would have seen people have carved their names into the salt, into the surface of the lake. It's looking a bit sketchy through here, but anyway, we'll keep walking, put the thongs into 4-wheel drive, and we'll see how we go. Yeah, magic place though. Love coming to places like this. The other reason to come over here is there's some shade, because it's been a pretty warm day, and as you can tell, I'm not really dressed for a great deal of sunshine, but I am getting a suntan. So believe it or not, all these rocks here and around the place, people have spelt their names out, and you can generally only see it from the air. Someone did a camel. I'd love to find that. I might do that while I keep walking looking for composition. I don't know where they get all these rocks from. They must carry them out with them, which would be a hell of a job considering where we are on the lake. Anyway, maybe that's the camel there. I don't know. I saw it from the air. Pretty hard to find at ground level. Maybe not. Well, I said I don't know where they get these rocks from. Well, yes I do. I just realised they get them from this island, and they come down, they put them all out here, and the idea being you can see them from the top, which just means I'm going to have to go up there, aren't I, to show you what I'm talking about. Some are just scattered everywhere, you got no idea what they are, but from the air they actually mean something. A little closer to our campground over there, you can see Joanne and Carolyn walking back. Anyway, there's a couple other campers there. I found this bloke. I know it's a bloke. He ain't got no pointy boobs, that's why. However, looking at his appendage, I think he probably needs to see a doctor, because yeah, what they say, that's a curly one. Anyway, you can see the ground here is just covered in footprints, but it's very, very boggy too. And you know, sunset photo. Maybe something like that, or come up higher and get his shadow with the island and a bit of negative space or blank space around him, I suppose. It's not really negative space, is it? If I went back over there and used my long lens, now that might work too. So anyway, that might be the sunset ones. I'll try this and we'll see how that looks. Okay, shot number one, and I've got the nifty 50 on. And this is going to be an interesting experiment, this one. Trying to get some light on the subject here and not blow the highlights out because of the white. Focused on the statue itself, f4, one stop over, ISO 100. I'm hoping there's no flies in front of the what's the name, and you can see there the blinkies is the blown out bit, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to bracket. Good old brackets, can't beat them. One stop either side, and I'm going to come down to there. Island is pretty much even in the photo. Scare the flies away. 3 shots. So highlights, middle lights, dark. Yeah, could be interesting. Okay. Okay, need to head over to another one over there and drag the drone and everything, so you can see all this equipment to lug around. I really need an assistant. Anyway, they don't work for chicken feed, do they? Okay, interesting. So I've moved over here, bigger lens on, just as the sun is starting to go down on the island. Bracketed shots, f4, and this will be a panorama. So get those, and to there. And another 3 there, and one more. Let's hope we don't have, there might be 2 more actually. And we'll stitch that together in a panorama and see what we get. All right. Okay, we've had to really rush now, and just to get the shots we want. But anyway, the sun's gone down pretty quick, and moving around the lake is a little bit hard because of the fact that I'm probably growing about 6 inches with the with the muck that comes up on my thongs. Anyway, we're going to focus on this bloke in front of us, and you see another one off into the distance. Sort of tells the story of the lake and what's going on out here. So these will be bracketed. Beautiful colours. I'm just hoping like heck the flies are staying away from the front of the screen. The front of the lens, I should say. And look at that. Well, there's been a number of shots, so I'll show you them. This is probably going to be the last one. Sun's almost down on the island now, and here's the composition. A rather well endowed man in the lake. Yeah, nice and sharp. Bracketed shot to get the flies off the lens. Gosh, pity about all the footprints, but you can't do much about that. Wave the screen, wave the flies away while the photos are being taken. Bracketed shots, obviously. And here's the end result. There's 1, and there's 2, and there's 3. Anyway, the light is almost gone. It's quite nice that way. I'm trying something a little bit different. I've actually got down a little lower, not that you can see what's going on. 20-second exposure this time. That's probably going to be a bit better. Oh, don't want to do that. Get the right button here and we'll... There we go. There's the shot. The Milky Way and the stars and the man on the lake. I have to get rid of that camper's light just there, but that won't be a problem. It's a very warm night tonight here, and lots and lots and lots of stars, beautiful stars. No dingoes howling this time, and it's not freezing cold, so it's totally opposite to the last time I was out here on the lake some 8 years ago. Amazing. And the stillness is just amazing. Hope we don't find any boggy bits. And time for some sunset, or sunrise, sunset. There's the sun's coming up over there. Beautiful. Orange glow on the horizon. And the island and the lake. And I'm so glad to say I'm not the only person up early, because there's 2 people over there already. They actually walked out onto the lake as I was setting up. And once again, the flies are horrendous. Anyway, bit of a leading line here of the old pathway out to the island and one of the statues. So I'm going to wander out there to one of the statues and get a photo with it, I think, and the island. I'm not sure, but this might be the shot of the morning. And if you notice all the patterns in the sand here, or in the salt, leads out to the lake. So I've just done a vertical bracketed shot, only half a stop under and over, to give it that nice leading line out to the island. And I might even do a horizontal shot just to see if that's any better. So we'll set that up and have a look, see what we get. Okay, so the beauty of the vertical shot is that a wide angle lens, if you point it down towards the ground, keeps things in the background in perspective, relatively tall. But if you lift your camera up, it makes things in the background look extremely small. And so I might have my camera pointing down to keep it all sort of the right size. Anyway, this is interesting, having a horizontal shot. Very interesting. Be interesting to see if it keeps the island in perspective, because wide angle lenses tend to shrink things on the horizon when they're in horizontal mode. Anyway, what we're doing here, we're doing a bracketed shot, half a stop over and under. The bright one is rather bright, no flies, no flies, and no flies. So you might even have to go, I think that was a little bit not quite enough in the dark direction. Let's have a look. That's a bit better. That's much better. Okay. Might wander out in the lake and see if we can catch first light on the island. Could climb the top, as those blokes did before me. Alright, so as the sun is just peeking over the horizon, I've come out around the back of the island here to grab this shot. And you can see a couple of people on the top of the island there doing a bit of video or something. I'm not quite sure what they're doing, but anyway. This is what I'm doing. So I've gone for horizontal composition like so. I've also just taken that shot and I did a darker one, and I'll put those two together to capture the highlights and the shadows and so forth. And I quite like it because there's not so many footprints out here. You do have to wander out a fair way. There's a couple more over there, statues that is, and there's a couple more over there. But see, hardly any footprints out here now. Still millions of flies, but yeah. Right. So we'll take another one here and get slightly darker colour so we can get the nice tones in the clouds. I might just drop that down just a little bit like so, just to have the top third close to the horizon. Catch this beautiful soft light. The guys on the top of the hill are not going to be a problem because I'll just Photoshop them out and get rid of them. Cheating? Don't care. It's not cheating. It's art. So I reckon anyway. Tidying up the picture. So now we'll go to a vertical composition, which also looks quite nice. Quite nice. So we'll focus on, using F11, it'll be nice and sharp. And we'll focus down here on the salt, about a third of the way into the frame, on the foot. I might just level the tripod up a little bit. Green line spirit level helps. Especially important when you're doing panoramas. As is, if you've got one, using the little bubble on the top of your tripod. You get your tripod level, and all your shots will stitch very easily. There'll be no guessing for the computer program because it'll all be level. Very, very important. Right, 15th of a second. Nice side light, nice side glow. Let's look at all the salt on these. I don't know how often they replace them. I do believe they have some spares, and when they rust out down here they replace them. I did also hear that somebody stole some. I'm not quite sure why you'd want one of them in your art collection, but then again, people do funny things, don't they? Flies, unbelievable. Right, time to head back. See what else we can find on the way. Salty crust on the lake around here. As you get closer to some of these statues further away, the salt's quite pristine. Yeah. Don't know who she is, but what a fine figure of a woman. Anyway, I'll wander over here where I was last night doing the Milky Way, and we'll see how far I was sinking into the mud. It was pretty sloshy where I was standing, I got to say. Let's hope the tripod wasn't sinking too much into the lake and make the Milky Way a bit blurry. Only time will tell. Well, I thought I had that sinking feeling last night, and I obviously did. Yeah, well, the Milky Way was directly over the top of this one. Right, so I'm going to head over there. Breakfast, pack up, and head off for another day. So, once again, another vlog ends. You know, another beautiful location. So, as always, thanks for watching and your support. I do appreciate it. And if you do like what I've put together, don't forget to give us a thumbs up. And of course, subscribe to the channel. And if you do decide to subscribe, don't forget to hit that notification bell, and you'll know when I upload the next video. The wonders of modern technology will tell you. So, once again, from Lake Ballard and the Gormley Statues, thanks for watching. Bye for now.